Good day, everyone. Welcome to Stellar Learning Hub Quick Study Guide. So, before we start, my name is Dennis Luis Embraza, RNP, and I am one of the co-founders of the Stellar Learning Hub. And this presentation will give you some tips on how to build a system for your study habits. So here are the table of contents as long as we go to the discussion. Okay, but first of all, I would like to introduce Stellar Learning Hub. Stellar Learning Hub is a dedicated reinforcement hub for students, helping them build a strong foundation in medical technology profession. Our carefully curated free materials are drawn from the main references. Ang point dito is that as a reinforcement hub, we offer the best alternative for our students. Gusto namin yung best alternative, yung magaan sa student. We want our student to feel that they are being valued, and as despite of being valued, we want them to build a good foundation in the subject and also in the professional developments. We are committed to promoting a deeper understanding by offering detailed discussion and well-structured topics that can enhance the student knowledge and expertise in the field. So, ang goal talaga namin is not for the student to pass. No, that is not our parang second goal na namin yan. But our goal is that our students, we want them to be more equipped in this field. No? We want them to be more equipped kasi nga in MLS talaga and medical technology profession, the learning does not stop. Does not stop after graduate. Every day is a learning process. So, in this line of work, marami kang ma-encounter. However, disclaimer lang po, the Stellar Learning Hub notes, especially the notes, are not meant to replace the primary references. But yung notes namin are just intended as a valuable supplementary notes for students and professionals preparing for their exams. So, if you are enrolled in Stellar Learning Hub, may mga advantage kami na offer. Siyempre, no? You paid for it and we want to value you, no? And yung first talaga is that we encourage our student to watch our video lectures, our engaging video lectures. Kasi sa video lectures namin, may mga additional information na hindi siya minsan may encounter. Second is that we also have the diagnostic examination. In the diagnostic examination, this one, it is administered only for students who are preparing for the MTLE. No? Ito yung diagnostic exam namin. So, binibigay lang po namin siya sa mga nagpe-prepare sa MTLE and not for those who are availing our MTAP. Sa diagnostic exam, malalaman namin kung ano ang weakness na subject ni student, and we will give reports and we also follow up, no, kung saan sila na topic mahina, so ganon. Third is that our practice quizzes. Our practice quizzes is unlimited, so you can take as many quizzes as you want until ma-master mo yung certain topic. Ang purpose lang ito is the mastery, no? After the practice quizzes, it will also give you a rationale. Fourth is that we do not just rely on the main references, but we are also checking other references as a additional information, and this is a very big advantage. Like for our HEMA, sa hematology namin, we are already checking the Harrison's 21st na libro for hematology kasi may mga bagong information. And new information are very valuable for the learning of the student. So, ito naman, propose time management. I know hindi lahat mafa-follow, pero ito lang po yung propose namin na guide. Kasi nga, kapag walang routine or kapag walang system yung student, medyo nahihirapan sila. No? And kapag walang system, sometimes it will lead to tawag nito, parang madi-depress kasi sila kasi hindi nila na-follow, gano'n, gano'n. So, we are trying to propose a time management. Kasi nga, we are preparing them for a better um, good, no, for a better good na um industry. Like for example, nung sa case ko, when I was still an intern, I have a duty from 7 to 3, no? 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yun yung duty hours ko. After that hours, after ako makauwi, 3 p.m., ang ginagawa ko is matutulog na ako. So, resting period ko na siya. Pero, nakaset na sa alarm ko. After 11 p.m., gising na. After gising, is that take na ako ng tawag ko, shower. Walang shower dito na. Kasi mahirap lang. Take na ako na maliligo na ako. And after maligo, from 12 to 5 a.m., that is my peak study hour. So that is my very peak study hour. So diyan na hours nagiging effective ako and nagiging effective yung pagsa-study ko. So alam naman natin different student, different peak time to study. But ang gusto ko lang sabihin is that you need to find your study period talaga. Yung parang peak nyo. For example, may mga student na gusto mag-study sa morning. May mga student naman na gusto mag-study sa evening. May mga student naman na nocturnal na gusto nila around 12 to 3 a.m. So we do not judge them now, but it's a good thing that we have find their study time. So basically, you just need to find and create your own system. So, next slide tayo. So, how to combat study burnout? So, siyempre, kapag mo sa study ka, medyo na-burnout ka na, medyo sleepy, and medyo wala ng gana. So, what we propose, no, is that kapag burnout ka na, kapag feel mo na burnout ka na, you can take about 15 to 20 minutes na nap. Minsan, no, nagigilty tayo kasi kapag nagnanap na tayo, nahuhulog na, um, tawag nito, nakakatulog na talaga. Second is that we recommend everyone to avoid sugary meals and high carbohydrates na mga food. Kasi anong effect nito after nyo mag-intake ng high carb or high sugar na meals? Remember that when you intake food and high carbohydrates, ang nag-increase dyan is the insulin. Okay? Yung insulin is a hypoglycemic na hormone. Kapag nag-increase insulin, after niya mag-peak, ang effect niya is ibababa yung glucose. So your body will enter into hypoglycemic state. Therefore, if minsan mapapansin nyo after nyo kumain, you feel sleepy. No? So this explains that after you eat, sleepy ka na. Kasi bumababa yung energy mo. Kasi tumataas yung insulin. Next is avoid too much caffeine. Plus may mga study na kasi na too much caffeine intake, it will lead to uh, resistant, parang yung body mo nagiging resistant na sa sobrang taas ng dosage ng caffeine. And sometimes yung mga coffee kasi minsan na binibili natin, sometimes hindi sila healthy. But somehow, if you want to be healthy, syempre, walang ibang healthy na kape but the cafe americano, yung black coffee talaga. Fourth is, if you feel burnout, you can connect with your peers. You can chat them or create or somehow ask someone to be your study buddy. Or, if wala kang magawa, kasi gusto mo talaga um, maiba, you can do at least 15 minutes na walk. Ang importance kasi kapag nawo-walking ka, no, yung distribution ng body ng oxygen natin, nasa circulate siya. Okay? Para siyang grounding. May grounding effect yung walking class. So, I hope everyone will get that. So, may study na regarding with caffeine. So, yung average lang daw na pwede natin makonsume is about um, 200 mg. So above 200 mg, it will somehow stimulate an effect. So ito na yung nagkakaroon ng insomnia sa mga hindi ka makatulog and alertness. Pero yun nga, ang problema lang is nagkakaroon ka ng caffeine intolerance. So next tayo. So in this slide naman, we recommend, or I usually love to recommend everyone to read this book, The Atomic Habits by James Clear. Kasi when I was still a student, I am very unorganized. Um, and hindi ako alert. But when I start organizing myself and kailangan ko ng self-help na book, I read The Atomic Habits by James Clear. And after reading, siguro naka 15 to 20 page ako, slowly, no, slowly. Hindi naman automatic na parang magbe-burst out ka na. Slowly lang, I became more attentive, more organized, and more systematic. Plus, we are now entering kasi ito professional level na of our lives. At the age of 18, we're now entering the stage of development. So, dito na nagsa-start kung paano tayo makakreate ng habit. And sometimes, habit starts from our home. So, stated by James Clear, no? So, conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you are declining, needing to zero. So, mas mabuti ng kahit 1%, no? Kahit 1% every day, you will have a 30% na, um, you have a 30% better in a year. So, magandang book to class. You can read this one. Wala. So, sometimes, so if ever we were able to build a good habits, may reward siya in time. Kasi yung habits natin are somehow double-edged sword, stated by James Clear. So, bad habits can cut you down and good habits can build you up. Okay? So, in short, good habits can be a reason for you to pass the exams, board exam, certification exam, or on ano ba ng mga exam. So maganda siya na at the early stage you can identify the areas of your lives wherein you want to build the habits that you want. So another book that I would like to recommend if may time kayo, no, is that the 80-20% na principle by Richard Kush. So it is inspired it inspired me to have a good preparation rather than mag-base lang ako sa luck. Kasi minsan may mga habit tayo na, bahala na si ganun, bahala na si Batman, bahala na si ganun. But just like Richard Kush stated, 20% of what we do leads to 80% of the result. And that 80% of what we do only leads to 20% of the result. So may effect talaga siya. Just like when you are preparing for your exam. No, your exam scores are just 20% overall. No, overall that is just 20%. That 20%, no, it's either you pass or fail, comes from your 80% preparation. So in that 80% preparation, if maganda yung preparation mo before you take the exam, maganda din ang result mo. Pero if your 80% preparation, it's somehow tagilid and may effect siya. Okay? Somehow you will fail. So as early as much, my student, no, I want my student to build a good system. Kasi class, we are now entering in the level of profession. Magagamit mo to always sa trabaho, kahit saan ka pumunta. So basically, parang nagre-reverse lang siya. If gaano ka good ang efforts na binibigay mo, it will reflect your results. So, ganun lang. Reverse effect lang siya. So, that's all. And hope you enjoy listening na. So, thank you for listening.